ITPC. Padre coming to you via the virtual airwaves of YouTube saying, well, hey there, YouTube people in the community, brtv loving folks. I hope everybody's doing okay. Hoping you can hear me okay as well. Let me see if I can get myself situated here. Turn that down. Well, hey there, YouTube. All right, I think I can see this on the phone. Looks like we've got Yordism with us. Calvary Piper wants to know if anybody's out there. Just a few minutes late. Sorry about that. Just thought about doing this like 20 minutes ago because I had a little break in my schedule. And let's see. So we got 2 on board. Well, we got 5 on board. 2 of them have checked in. Everett Young is checking in with us. You know what I'm doing this afternoon in between? Well, actually, this is supposed to be my lunch hour. However, it's Monday, and for those of you who play the at-home version of the Padre Piper game, you know Mondays are typically my day of fast and prayer, so I won't eat till later today. However, I'm having an iced coffee because that's not eating. Actually, I don't know if anybody, I'm assuming this is a chain, Panera Bread, throughout the nation. They got free coffee going on right now. Now the catch is you got to sign up and give them your credit card, and then it becomes like, I think with the tax, it's 9 and some change beginning in September. But you can have free coffee. And so with the way things are with lockdown right now, I'm not really going into places. So I placed the order on my phone for curbside pickup, and nice little gal comes out and brings me my iced coffee. You got to just love that. Let's see. Boca to Boynton is checking in with us. Hello there, sir. Nick Foster is with us. Greetings. Yeah, big chain, Yardism says. You know, I don't keep up with these things. What do I know? Hey, you know what's up is Mark VV and I are going to be recording at some point this week, hopefully, our first in a series for exclusive material for Briar Report Television, where we're going to be smoking through the sampler of the Middle Earth series. I should have put the link down in the cellar. After this, I will go back and do that. If you want to get yours, you still have time. There's 6 different blends in the sampler. I'm amazed. We said that the first one we're going to do is Old Toby. And so I have some Old Toby with me here. This is from, I don't know how old this is. This is, this could be 2017-ish. I'm not sure. Enjoyed it a couple of times and just haven't been back to it. And I don't know why. I don't think it was like I didn't like it. So I was kind of looking forward to, you know, enjoying it for our first video in that series. And I'm watching Twitter and like Phil has already blown through his sample. Who else? Was it Flat Cap Piper or Donald Hughes? Somebody has blown through their Old Toby already. I mean, there's none left. And we haven't even posted the first video yet. I had this fantasy that you guys were going to, you were gonna like, you know, have a bowl with us when we put the video up. But you have no ability, clearly, no ability to, I lost the cuff link. I have no ability to pay attention. You have no ability to delay gratification, which is kind of funny, actually. All right. So I figured since some of y'all have been doing it, I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going to offer any notes, no tasting notes or anything on this today. And the reason being, I want to save that for the video with Mark VV. So I busted open the jar, and I'm going to go ahead and load it up. This is my Melina. This is a briar pipe made in Italy. This is an Italian company, and I'm going to be real honest with you. I don't know anything about this company. This is it's a nice smoker. It takes a 9mm filter. I've got a wooden balsa wood in there from Savinelli, and I bought this on a whim from tobaccopipes.com, and the reason I did was because it was blue. That is like the stupidest reason to purchase, but anyway, I did. So here we are, and also I haven't had this fine instrument used in quite a while, maybe since like last summer. So I'm going to go ahead and load a bowl here of some Old Toby, and again, I'm going to refrain from any serious offering any serious tasting notes today. Now I can see on the computer screen over here, we got a lot of folks chiming in, and I wonder if that's easier for me to read than from the phone. So let's see. Oh, where did I leave off? I think Yardism saying yes, big change. So we got Indy Piper in the house with us. Bobby Moog is with us. Nick is telling us that he loves Old Toby and he just tried Parsons Blend. You know, Parsons Blend used to really be one of my favorites, and I've gotten away from it. I just found it to get to be a little bit too much on the sweet side. As I don't know. You know, you go through these phases, and I went through an aromatic phase, and Parsons Blend was right up there and in there. And then I got more into Englishes and then Virginias, and now it, you know, I guess it's also kind of a seasonal thing. But anyway, who else we got with us? Flat Cap Piper's on. I will have some and have a bowl with you, Padre. Excellent, my friend. I don't think that mouse works all that well. Let me try this one over here. OBX Piper says, howdy, folks. Hello, OBX Piper. And all right, so there it is. It's loaded. Seems to have a good draw. I said I wasn't going to offer any taste notes. I got to say, the draw, that draw note, if you will, man, golly. This is going to be good. Yeah. All right. I'm using this fancy dollar store Crocs lighter. This is from the Dollar Tree. You know how much this cost? $1. And it's blue, so it matches my pipe. And might be running out of steam. Some snap, crackle, and pop. Oh, be quiet. You know who you are, too. All right, so what is it? It's Monday. And looks like we got about 15 people on right now. And I'm only going to assume that, like me, you're on your lunch hour, that you're not, you know, at the job. We had a guy last time I did live, I think, or maybe time before. I forget who he was. I want to say he was at work on scaffolding. And he was clear to say, I'm only listening. I'm not watching. My goodness. All right, so if you've had this Country Squire blend before, this lovely Old Toby, drop me a comment in there and let me know. I want to know how many of you have had it before. Now, can you hear that? So this is, again, several years old. It would have benefited from a little bit of drying time, not much. Comes a little moist. If I'd have let it set out for 20 minutes, I think I'd have been in better shape with the light up there. But OBX Piper, that is a very accurate observation. I use just about anything but a pipe lighter. And I'm going to tell you what, I have nothing against pipe lighters. It's like I have nothing against reading glasses or sunglasses, both of which I'm also prone to purchase from the Dollar Tree. And the reason is because I'm like an absent-minded professor. I'm very careless about those kinds of things, and I end up losing them. And so, you know, if you invest $100 in a pair of sunglasses and you lose them, or worse yet, which I've done before, you have them in the vehicle and you get into the vehicle and you sit on them and ruin them, you know, I'd rather do that to a pair of Dollar Tree sunglasses. Reading glasses, the same way. You go to the Dollar Tree, you can get some reading glasses, and you can have a pair at the desk at home. You can have a pair in the living room at home. You can have a pair in the office. You can have a pair in the office over by the bookshelf. You can have a pair in the pulpit. And, you know, and I'm probably going to lose all of those within a month. And so, you know, the same thing with these lighters. I am just infamous for leaving them or losing them. Nick Foster's had the blend. Now, Nick, are you going to be doing the BRTV tasting club with us? Danstad Piper's with us. My goodness, I need to look you back up. I haven't seen videos from you in a while. That doesn't mean you're not making them. It just means they're not showing up in my feed. And, you know, that's a YouTube thing. Some of you may have heard me say this before. I love me some Derek Tant. I really appreciate him. He is such a great guy. And no matter how many times I have clicked the little bell to get all notifications, I get no notifications when Derek posts. And so I have to physically go over to Derek to see what he's been posting lately. It is not a perfect system. Oh my goodness, my battery is running low. Okay, I may have to cut this short. I have this plugged in, but I'm not sure it's working. Y'all stand by. Now, okay, I'm back. If I abruptly get cut off, the reason is the battery in the laptop that I'm using just gave me a notice that it's low. And to my knowledge, it's plugged in. The problem is, for those of you who follow me over on the church YouTube site, you'll know that this laptop got soaked in water one day in the sanctuary about a month or so ago. We had a leak come in overnight from a heavy rainstorm, and it came through the sanctuary roof right over where the laptop was set up for midday prayer. It was the only thing that got wet. And I dried the laptop out upside down in a very well air-conditioned and dry room for about 3 days before I tried to fire it up, and it has worked incredibly fine, except that the battery is wonky. I think I need to replace the battery. It doesn't do everything it's supposed to do, like hold a charge, and so all things considered, that's all I'm dealing with. I'm okay with that, so we'll see. But I did some wiggling and such just now when I got up, and we'll see if that and it looks like it's giving me an indication that it's charging, so it's taking power in. But if for for some unknown reason I just go off the virtual airwaves before I sign off, that's why. It is not, that the rapture has occurred and you guys got left behind. Probably a better chance I'm getting left behind because I'm not one of those rapture. Well, never mind. I'm not even get into that. Oh, I want to really make a comment on this pipe blend, and I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to catch up on it because I want to save it for our video that's going to be. It should, if everything goes well, we're going to record that one evening this week. It'll be up on BRTV on Saturday, if all goes well, and it should happen that way. So same old people, just y'all are holding your own conversation, so I'm just going to stop reading that part. Which is wonderful. That's such a great part of our community. To think that we can actually do this, over lunch, although I got a feeling some of y'all are at work and maybe you're already done lunch. I don't know. I'm not, don't ask, don't tell. But if you think about that, 15 years ago, you never could have had this opportunity for, this kind of video virtual club, basically, is what we got going on right now. And I think back as a kid watching the Jetsons when they had the that's not a corona cough. I swallowed wrong. They had the what it was like the video telephone system, and what was her name? Jane, his wife. Ding, 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 ding. Anyway, she would put the mask on if it was first thing in the morning and she hadn't done makeup yet to answer the video phone. That's just funny. And here we are, we're able to essentially do that with things like Skype and Zoom, and even with this YouTube thing that's going on there. Am I a Saints fan? Yes, and yes. I am a Saints fan. I am what one would call a Houdat, OBX Piper. Although, I'm getting a little fed up with all these professional sports and their attitudes, so. It must be 20 years since I've sworn off the NBA. Because they're all just a bunch of hot shots who, it's all about them. Major League Baseball, I've just gotten tired of all the goofy rules. Like, you got to pitch, if you want to walk a guy, throw 4 balls over. You know why? Because stuff happens. So I'm much more into college baseball, but we ain't got none of that happening right now. Ain't there no more. Wow, Everett, you've had Cherokee from the Country Squire. Now, Phil has been posting about that on Twitter. He's gone through his Cherokee that he ordered, too. And what I would tell you is if you like Cherokee, you might like Choctaw as well. A lot like Cherokee, a little less of the aromatic component to it, a little bit more of the leaf flavor, if you know what I mean. Pretty much the only difference between Choctaw and Cherokee. We got Road Glide Sully popping in. Road Glide, the creator of peanut butter pipe tobacco. I had for the first time last night, gents, not for the first time. I've had samples. I bought my first bottle last night of Screwball peanut butter whiskey. I like peanut butter, and I like a good whiskey. I would have never in a million years dreamed that the two of those would marry into a flavor profile that is so nice. It's just crazy. And I'm a purist. I'm not one of these guys who typically likes flavored coffees, flavored vodkas, flavored whiskeys. I just like stuff that tastes like it's supposed to taste like. And so I was really surprised when my music director brought me a sample of peanut butter whiskey and how much I enjoyed it. So I went out and bought a bottle last night and had a shot and a half or so before going to bed. Slept like a rock. Good stuff. Posted about it over on the Twitter, in fact. Garbage Man Piper is in the house. What's up, my friend? The NFL is lost to you, Calvary Piper. Here, my friend. I can understand why. Play the dad blasted game. You get a lot of money to play the game. Just play the game. Stop all the nonsense. I'm so tired of Hollywood, sports, preachers as well. Get off your high horse. If you're a preacher, preach the gospel. If you play football, play the dad blasted football game. I'll tell you, ESPN is just, they've just gone bonkers lately. And I guess it's because they don't have anything to talk about. Saturday, I think it was NBC and ABC were both showing golf at the same time, which, I don't know. I used to play golf. I don't get a chance to play it all that much anymore. Also, I suck at it. and I use bad language when I play, so I probably shouldn't. But watching golf, that's like watching paint dry or grass grow. And I guess it's a sport where you can play it socially distanced right now, which is why 2 of the major networks were showing golf on Saturday afternoon. I don't know. There should be like a contact golf where, like, you know, you can block the hole and such, and, you know, I don't know. Getting a little crazy there. Garbage Man Piper, I gotta tell you, I won a GAW of yours some time back, and in it was a Savinelli, what is that shape, a 614 maybe? The so-called Savinelli saxophone, it's kind of almost shaped like this. That is such a good smoking pipe. I mean, my goodness, my friend. I thank you for sharing that, making it available. I've made it one of my go-to English pipes. It just does Englishes so well. All right, is anybody in the house who I haven't yet called out? Looks like we got the same old guys who are commenting. And some of you must be lurking, because I don't think we've had 16 or 17 folks checking in here. We got Codger Jim in the house. When the ball goes in the water, the golfer should have to snorkel and play the lie. I love it. Now you're talking, brother. What did Calvary Bible just stand across a field and drive balls at each other? Wow, like dodge golf. Goodness, you'd have to wear some protective equipment though. The Boca de Boynton's working. Once played a charity golf tournament with strippers at each hole. I've been there, dude. I'm not proud of that. But I more recently, that the way that's looked is some of the holes were sponsored by Hooters, so they're not really strippers. They leave something to the imagination. Having the Hooter girls can be very encouraging at a hole, though. Bona Piper's with us. Good afternoon, sir. I must have missed something. Codger Jim says 44444444444. Man, I'm almost sorry I made the promise to not make commentary on this blend. I wanted to save it, my commentary, for when Mark and I do the actual video. But I'll just say that it's an enjoyable, lightly aromatic. It's good. If you haven't picked up if you came in late and you're not picked up by the title of the video, we're pre-gaming some Country Squire Old Toby. This will be the first blend of the 6 that we're going to do over on brtv. When I say we, that's Mark VV and I, as we have our little tasting club, which we're still looking for a name for. And we should have that first video with Old Toby out this weekend over on brtv. You can get yourself the sampler, the 6 1-ounce samples of the entire Middle-earth series blends. They've all got these Tolkien-ish names to them, like Green Dragon, Old Toby, obviously, Second Breakfast, King's Foil. I forget which ones I might be forgetting at this point. But I should probably up my game and learn a little something, because I haven't read Tolkien since I was in junior high when I read The Hobbit, and that's the only thing I've read. I haven't watched any of the movies. I know what kind of man am I? It's just not a genre that keeps my attention all that well. So I do like reading about the life of J.R.R. Tolkien, particularly as it pertains to his friendship with C.S. Lewis, who is one of my favorite authors. And the fact that the two of them, would go to pubs and enjoy their pipes and cigars and pints together and talk about what they were writing. Danstead Piper says, so you like it right. If he's asking me about this blend, yes, sir. Yes. And Everett says, I'm definitely not ordering baconed old fashioned. My goodness. That stuff was something else. All right, I'm going to ask this question and hope that your bosses don't show up online. Who's at work right now? Even if you're working from home. I guess another way of putting that is who's got the day off? If you are working outside down here in the South right now, man, it has been, I don't think we've had any significant rain in about a week. And it has just been hot. It's been, in New Orleans, we kind of count on the summertime pattern of some pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon that cloud over and drop the temperature by about maybe, 8 to 10 degrees, and the rain will come and drop it another 5-6 degrees. And so you get out of these upper 90s, maybe down into the low 80s, and it makes a huge difference. We haven't been getting that lately, and it's just been hot. Calvary Piper's off today. Danstead Piper, you are correct. The Squire has got some incredible blends. If you're into hybrids, and what I mean by the crossovers, like an aromatic type of English, the Squire has one called PS Blend, named for a guy who was one of the original customers 50 years ago. It was his blend, and I think his PS is the initials of his name. It might have been I think it was Paul Simmons. Not to be confused with Paul Stanley or Gene Simmons. Some of you won't get that because you're not old enough. But that PS blend is a wonderful hybrid or crossover. Some incredible notes of a semi-sweet dark chocolate. Love it. It's a particularly good blend in the fall and winter. It makes me think of fall and winter, in fact. Fort Worth is hot and humid. No doubt about that, my friend. I'm sure it is. Nick says the only time the wind blows in Louisiana is before it rains. Yeah, we do get some gusts with the rains, but you're right. It is, other than that, it's relatively still. And, I was riding last week. I was getting a lot of riding time in on two wheels. And, man, you get to a red light, and, you got to, practically take the helmet off because it's just unbearable if the light is too long with no air moving around you. And I have learned something. I am one who does not usually squid. And for those who don't know what that means, that's a motorcyclist term for the people who don't gear up. So I always wear a helmet, and I usually wear riding boots and gloves, long sleeves, long pants, whatever you can do to keep yourself safe. And a couple of times last week, I rode in shorts. And truth be told, flip-flops, and you should never do that, I know. But I learned something that I did not know about the Vespa GTS 300. It's got that water-cooled radiator up front, but it passes air through the vents as well up front. And when you're going somewhere between, say, 20 and 40 miles an hour, you feel that heat coming right off of it onto your legs. And I couldn't understand. I'm like, man, what's up with this sidewall kicking up that much heat? And then it dawned on me that's not what it was. If I got above 40, you didn't really feel it as much. I guess the air dispersed better. And if you were standing still, there was nothing to blow through it. You didn't feel it. But my goodness, it made me really realize that go ahead and put the jeans on to ride, because it was really uncomfortable on bare legs shorts. That heat coming off of that thing was something. The Vespa's also got this built-in system where if you get to a red light, you're there a little too long, and it starts to really kind of heat things up. It's got a fan that kicks in, and it's the most annoying sound. It's like, oh man. And the day I was riding it home from the dealer, I got caught in some traffic. In fact, I have a video of that. I think it's over on the Padre Rider channel, which one day I'll make videos for again. And that kicked on, and I pulled over to the side of the road because I thought, oh, this thing's broken. It's going to blow up or something. It's just, safety feature. Everett Young is up in northern Ontario. He said, it's not too bad today. What's your temperature? And please, my Canadian friend, if you can, put it in Fahrenheit, because I don't know Celsius. Hey, Dan said, Piper, if you like that kind of a blend, if things like Lane's HGL, or even the old Frog Morton, I would consider that a bit of a crossover. Sutliff's Aromatic English, if those are the kinds of things you enjoy, that PS blend from Country Squire, I mean, it is first class. And it's such a cool smoking blend. And that's the only other thing I'm going to say. I said I was going to limit I said I wasn't going to make commentary. I'm gonna minimize my commentary on this Old Toby because I do want to save it for when Mark and I make the video. I cannot believe how cool I'm having to do some relights because I'm talking, also because I finally packed a bowl right. But it does require, I think it would have done better with a little bit of dry time. But I keep relighting it, and I'm not heating it up. It's very cool smoking, which really makes for an enjoyable, particularly in the summer. Man, that's good. Yardism 76 degrees. That's a nice temperature, brother. Particularly if you got some low humidity happening. 80 degrees Fahrenheit in Montreal, Bonapiper says. Also not bad. Nick, that's a good question. He asked, do they reveal where they source their blends from? They sell everything, including they used to sell McClellan's at the Country Squire. And there were some of their blends, and I'm pretty sure it had McClellan's in it, one of which is Green Dragon, if I'm not mistaken, because it went away and came back. I think it's Green Dragon that I'm thinking of. I hope I'm not misspeaking there. And however they redid it, it came back, and it's unnoticeable how they were able to really recreate that fine Virginia blend. And that's part of the old, not the Old Toby, that's part of the Middle Earth series, the Green Dragon. So I'll do some research on that. But no, they don't explicitly tell you, because it's their trade, and trade secret, if you will, that they have spent a lot of time creating these blends. And so I don't think they're going to be so easily swayed to just tell you what the ingredients are. 100 in El Paso. When I drove home from church yesterday after services, it was a little after 4 o'clock, and I took a picture, in fact, on my phone and posted it over on my Facebook because it just blew me away. I don't know if you can see that, and there's a delay. So I don't know. But basically what that says is it was a little after 4 o'clock. It was 101 degrees over here. I'm going to go over to my WeatherBug app right now. And it's got it at partly cloudy and 91 with a feels like of 108. And it's 1:45. That's if those clouds, even some partly cloudy, if that sticks around, that'll help. Otherwise, in about 2.5 hours without clouds, that 91's just going to keep climbing on us. I've got a lightning alert from 1:45, that's now, till 2:15, so we must have some clouds in the area. And I've got an excessive heat warning till 8 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock is basically when the sun starts going down this time of the year over here. Jason Patton is with us. Thank you for joining us, sir. Projected high of 107, Garbage Man Piper. Remind me, sir, where you are. What neck of the woods are you in where you've got a projected high of 107? Because that's just brutal. You're not in Ohio. Where are you? You in Arizona? Tuscaloosa feels like 97. It's at 88. You know, I would take that right now. El Paso. Okay. Thank you, Garbage Man Piper. That fills in the blank of a projected high of 107 for sure. You bake in El Paso, yeah. I was hoping that Phil would join us, but I literally realized I had a hole in my schedule. I had time to do this and threw a link up on Twitter and said I'm going to go live at 1:05, and I gave like 15-20 minutes notice. And the reason is I wanted to see if I could tease Phil a little bit more. So Briar Blues has a little thing going on. He's trying to get folks to go on over to Phil's Briar Report YouTube channel and subscribe. And he made a deal that he's doing a giveaway, some really fine items if Phil got to 500, and he's above 500. And then he threw in a really nice pipe to top it off if he can get him above 1,000. So Briar Report is probably, in our community, in the YTPC, is probably the channel that has the most subscriptions for a guy who's never posted a video. Now, the deal is, if we can get Phil to 1,000 subs, he's rumored that he will not only make a video, he'll do it in a Speedo. And I got that from a very reliably unreliable source. Everett Young, Skip and Steph did indeed move somewhere, and I don't know where. They were in the Woodlands, and I don't know where they went to. They might have gone to El Paso. If so, they need some iced tea right now because it's hot apparently, or some iced coffee. So obviously Phil wasn't able to get on with us. Phil works a lot. Phil's got a couple of real jobs. Not that Briar Report isn't. That's his third real job though. He's essentially got 3 full-time. The guy, I don't know. The guy doesn't sleep. He really doesn't. Works, and does good work. I tell you what. It is going to be a joy to review this Old Toby when we do it for the brtv, which should be coming out first one this weekend. We'll do one a month from the Middle Earth series from Country Squire. After the broadcast, I'm going to go ahead and put the link down in the cellar. I should have done that to get things started. But Old Toby's in there. We're going to also we'll have the order. All I know right now is that Old Toby's the first one, but there's 5 others, and I see if I can remember at least some of them. King's Foil, Green Dragon. It's as far as I get. Somebody want to help me with the other 3 that are in this? What is it called? Sampler. This Middle Earth series. I should know these. Second Breakfast. So. What did I get? 4 of them? I'm missing 2. Oh, well. The old memory ain't what it used to was, that's for sure. When I remember, I take my Prevagen. That's my music director's line. When I remember, I take my Prevagen. I thought somebody was chiming in with a Rivendell. Thank you, Nick Forrester. That's one of them. And that is that's another one I haven't had in forever, and I don't know why. Because a couple of times that I've had it, thoroughly enjoyed it. We're still missing one. Yardism says Phil works 31 hours a day. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. But if you haven't already, go ahead and sub his YouTube channel. And if you haven't already today, go on over to brierreport.com and just check out the website. Dig around a little bit. Of course, brtv is at brierreport.org. And the reason I say that is because you got to remember, if we want to support Briar Report because of all the support that he gives to our community, you know, one of the ways he's able to keep it going is by the advertising that appears on the website. So, you know, when you go there, those ads pop up, and that's an exposure, and that shows a company that, you know, a company that's advertising with him that this is a viable company worth advertising for. And if you know you're going to buy something, go ahead and click it and, you know, buy through the site. You know, if you see ABC Pipe Company and you know that you want to get a pipe from them, click through and purchase it that way. Baggin, thank you, Pipe John, who is checking in, if I'm not mistaken, for the first time today. He's been sitting back lurking. That would be the 6th blend, which is a Scottish blend, which I've never had, but am looking forward to. If you want a nice Englishy kind of blend from Country Squire, Shepherd's Pie is fantastic. They had this little, you know, move over Frog Morton sort of thing, and I'm not going to say it comes close to the Frog, but it's in that ballpark, just to give you an idea, though, and it's nice. All right, Yardism has them all typed out here. Bag in, and it looks to be in alphabetical order. Green Dragon, Kingsfoil, Old Toby, Rivendell, and Second Breakfast. That's all 6 of them. Thank you, Chad. I will forget those in 2 minutes anyway and be asking you again. And did you remember those, or did you just Google it? Second Breakfast. You like that one, do you, Bobby? That's the, if I'm not mistaken, that's the one that's got like a kind of a maple topping to it, almost like a not exactly like it, but in the ballpark of an autumn evening. Am I remembering that correctly? That's another one that I've got cellared and have had it a couple of times, and that's the problem. I've got so much stuff cellared that I've only had a couple of times because I got the ADD. Cut paste. Thank you, Yardism. Your honesty is too much. You could have lied and said, no, man, I know them. Maple, yeah. Thank you, Nick. Absolutely. The Second Breakfast, that's yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Well, gents, look, it's going to be coming up on the 2 o'clock hour in just a moment, about 5 more minutes. A good winter. Yeah, I would agree with you there, Nick Foster. Definitely a good fall and winter blend. It's going to be coming up on the 2 o'clock hour shortly, and I'm going to have to get myself back over to work. And so I have thoroughly enjoyed this opportunity to have some time with you guys on the virtual airwaves this Monday afternoon. I do need to read this. Dad Piper says to me, Shepherd's Pie is very similar to Kramer's Father Dempsey. You are spot on with that. That is a very apt description. I would say it's closer to Father Dempsey than it is to Frog, which I love Father Dempsey. That's probably why I enjoy Shepherd's Pie. Absolutely. So anyway, yeah, getting to be that time of the day where I'm going to have to be signing off. I do appreciate all the folks that have been on. I haven't been keeping track of how many we've had, but we've had some good commentary happening here today as well. Looks like right now the computer is showing me a concurrent of 17 viewers. And 5 likes. Thank you for liking. That's kind of you too. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up for this Monday afternoon. I hope that whatever you got going on the rest of this week, that it's wonderful for you. Today's your day off, as in the case of Calvary Piper. I hope you have a wonderful day off. And if you got to wear that mask to stay safe, wear that mask to stay safe, folks. We got to get these numbers under control across the globe until we can get ourselves a nice, safe, and effective vaccine for this nasty bug that's going around these days. So you guys stay safe. Watch for the BRTV guide on Friday. It'll direct you to the first in the series as we do Old Toby over on BRTV, and we taste through the Middle Earth series sampler from the Country Squire tobacconist. Padre, on this Monday afternoon, wishing you and yours God's peace, grace, and blessings. You guys go out and make it a great one.